Hello. In this presentation, we will take a look at a comparative profit and loss statement within QuickBooks Pro 2018. If you've been following along with us, we will be continuing with the Get Great Guitars problem. If not, that's okay. We will be looking at a profit and loss statement and how to make a comparative profit and loss statement. If you have a backup, you can restore the backup by going to the File tab and Restore, as has been seen in a prior presentation. We currently have the Open Windows list open, which can be found at the View dropdown and Open Windows list. In the Open Windows list, we have the Home page, can be found at the Company dropdown and Home page. We're going to be making a custom profit and loss, really looking at the custom settings in the profit and loss. However, this time we're looking for a comparative profit and loss. In order to do that, we'll start off with the standard profit and loss by going to the Reports drop-down up top, going to the Company and Financials, selecting that first item of Profit and Loss Standard. We're going to change the dates to the range of 01/01/21, January 1st, 2021 to 12/31/21, December 31st, 2021. This is where we're going to start off. This is our profit and loss. Our profit and loss is, in essence, QuickBooks balance sheet, or QuickBooks income statement. Profit and loss equivalent to QuickBooks income statement, where we have income, which is also could be called revenue, and the expenses broken out into cost of goods sold and other expenses. Bottom line number on the income statement or profit and loss is net income. So here's the net income in this case, being a loss. Scrolling back up, what we would like to see is a comparison of two periods, in this case 2 months. We're looking for January and February. Those are the 2 months we would like to compare. In order to do that, we're going to go up to the Customize Report option up top, and we're going to change the date range a bit. We're going to make it to the second month that we want to see. And that might seem a little unusual, and before we look at that, let's explain that a bit, because there's two ways to do this. We could say it's from January to February 02/28/21 for the 2 months, January all the way through February. And instead of having the total here, and if we were to see the total, we can say, okay, there's the total. It doesn't give us 2 months of a breakout, it just gives us the total of what's happening in terms of sales from January through February here. And that's not what we're looking for. We are looking for 2 separate reporting periods for the month of January and the month of February on the same document. So we could say custom and then change the total to month. By doing that, we could say okay, and that'll actually give us that breakout of January and February. And that's great. However, it doesn't give us the difference, and that's what we would like to see now. We would like to see a comparative of not just the 2 months, but also see the difference between them and a percentage breakout, the percentage increase and decrease. To do that, we're going to go back to the Customized Report, and I'm going to make this just for the month of February. So we're going to make it for the later month in which we're looking to have a comparison of January and February, the later month being February. So I'm going to make it as of 02/01/21, February 1st, 2021 to February 28th. That's important to understand. We're going to change this back from month to total. And then we're going to go to the previous. So now we're going to say, hey, this is the month we're in. I want you to take the previous 30 days. And so it's going to say, okay, we're just going to take the previous 30 days. If we do just that, then take a look at it. We see a similar layout, except it doesn't have the total column, and it puts the later month first, the later month, and then the sooner month. Now we're going to add the difference column to this calculation. So we're going to go back up to the custom reports. Just going to say I want to see the dollar change now, and okay. And now it takes February minus January, and it gives us that dollar change. And of course, if we were to calculate this out, all it's doing is taking the 2500 minus 2467.4, giving us the 3260. Next, we want to have the percentage change. The dollar change is great for us, but it may not give us a complete perspective. And if we were to compare to another type of company, say we're a small burger shop and we're comparing ourselves to McDonald's, the dollar change will not be comparable, will not be benchmarkable to the dollar change that McDonald's might have. However, the percentage change in income could give us some information, some knowledge in order to do better decision making. So we're going to go to Customize Report, and we want the percentage change, and then we're going to say OK. And there we have this other column. And what all that is doing is it's taking now, we just calculated the change of 32.6 divided by the previous month, which is 2467.4, gives us this 0.013. If we multiply that times 100, we get 1.32. There's the 1.32, and that's what we are looking for. So there's a 1% increase here, and that percentage increase is something that we can then compare to other companies, and that'll give us some useful information. We're going to customize a couple other things. We're going to go back to the Customize Report up top and do some of our normal customization now, and that's going to be going to the header and footer. We're going to take off the date prepared, the time prepared, the report basis, so we don't see this information showing up. That's going to be removed. And then we're going to add the footer, just to add a name to the footer, which might be something we want to be in the practice of doing. And we will then save that. So there we have this information's gone, we have that there. We're going to go ahead and export this information now. We have already set up an Excel document that we want to export this to when exporting a prior income statement, and we're going to export this then to an existing Excel document. To do that, we will go to the Excel up top. We're going to create a new worksheet, even though it will be in an existing workbook. Say OK. New Excel sheet, and then we want to go to an existing workbook. So we're going to click that item, we're going to browse, and then look for where we want to put it. So I'm going to go to this folder. I'm in section 3, and I called it just the section 3 reports. I'm going to select that. We could select open. I usually just double click on it, and then we're going to export that report. It should then open that existing Excel file, export this information to a new tab on that existing Excel file, ready for us to then manipulate the data, do the standard things we have to do in order to manipulate the data. The first being to drag this to the outer column. So I'd put this before the prior report we made. I'm just going to grab the tab at the bottom, drag it to the end, and then I'm going to double click on it and call it something like the Comparative P&L. Then I typically go to the top. We're going to go to the View tab, going to go to the Windows group, going to unsplit the panes, Then we're going to scroll down and we're going to go to the page layout, this little icon right here. Just to double check, if we select that the header is in the header section. And then it prints out on all one page and it looks nice. Everything looks nice. Looks like it's going to print well. So we're going to go back to the normal view and save this information. That's going to be our comparative income statement on the Excel sheet. And go ahead and close that back out. And that will be that for the comparative profit and loss.